Hello, everyone. My name is Felipe. I am here with the Charter for Compassion on our live show that happens every Thursday at 11 a.m. Pacific time. This is our last show of the year. And so with this, we wanted to also make it a little bit special. Today, we have our special guest, Scarlett Lewis, who was one of the awardees of the 2023 Armstrong Humanitarian Awards that we, the Charter for Compassion, gave at the Parliament Awards Religions. She's also the founder of the the Jessie Lewis Choose Love movement, and she is also the mother of one of the 20 children that were murdered in the Sandy Hook Elementary shooting. And so we will be meeting with her in just a couple minutes. I wanted to, first of all, share my screen and show you this blog entry that came from Marilyn, our executive director, talking about Illuminate Compassionate Future and join our movement today. This is our way to ask, our year-end ask, and telling you the things that we're trying to do with compassion. And that is and I'm going to be sharing that on the comments right now. And for you to check out there and see how can you join the compassionate movement, because we all have our part there. Knowing that today is the day of the Sandy Hook shooting, the Charter for Compassion decided to use this day as the Jessie Lewis Choose Love Day. And we want to commemorate not only his life, but also the work that has happened because of him. And so with that, I would love to introduce our special guest today, Scarlett Lewis. Hi, Scarlett. How are you?
Hi, Felipe. Thank you so much. What an honor.
Thank you so much to you and the work that you do and the inspiration that you do. And so, for our viewers that maybe don't know about the work that you're doing or how this happened, could you give us a little bit of background about the Choose Love movement?
Yes, I would love to. So, following Jesse's murder, I actually came back to the house that I was raising my two boys in, and I found a message that Jesse had written on our kitchen chalkboard shortly before he died. He wrote 3 words: nurturing, healing, love. And, I realized that that was the solution. That if the shooter, who, by the way, had attended those very classrooms himself as a first grader and then came back later, if he had felt good about himself and been able to give and receive love, the tragedy would never have happened. And it was so simple. So I decided to spend the rest of my life amplifying this message of nurturing, healing, love in our schools, homes, and communities all over the world, because we all have a choice in what we choose to focus on every day, how we treat one another, what foot we put forward, whether we feel like it or not, our best one or not. It's all a choice. And so just to give individuals, kids, big kids, these essential life skills, and then a gentle reminder. And so that's really what I've been doing over the past. So it's 11 years. This is the 11-year anniversary. And the program now is in over 14,500 schools, positively impacting millions of people in 120 countries. So I feel, so blessed that, people like everyone listening today has been involved and helped us spread this message all over. It's so important. It is the number one way, first of all, to have a safe school, because we are giving kids the skills and tools they need to manage pain so that they can literally grow through it, which is called post-traumatic growth, instead of being taken down by it and taking down others. And it's creating the world that we all want to live in, the world that Karen Armstrong had envisioned when she started Charter for Compassion, one that really amplifies the golden rule. And we know the golden rule is the way you want to be treated. And she thought, wow, what is that? What world would that look like? And, bottom line, it's just a choice that we make, and it's possible. It's possible. I have a lot of hope.
Absolutely, absolutely. I mean, honestly, Scarlett, when I first learned about your story and the way that you took such a tragedy, such a pain, and for you to transfer it into action, into choose love, into to I'm sorry, just a little bit. To how you promote those values in schools with kids that need this, that love that sometimes we think that is available to everyone, and sometimes people don't receive that. And so, having movements like this one gives the opportunity for these kids to not only experience compassion, but then also pass compassion on. And what a beautiful thing that is. So, thank you, thank you, thank you for being here, for sharing a little bit about the work that the Choose Love Foundation does. But now asking about how can we create more ripples of compassion. Are there any actions that you think that you would recommend us and the viewership here to do, not only today but like throughout our lives?
Yes, absolutely. First, let me share the formula with you that is the foundation of everything that we do, all of our programming. It starts with courage. This is a formula that I use every day of my life, and it helps me be the best version of myself. And it's available. Everyone can use this in any situation to take your personal power back and to be able to thoughtfully respond with love, and it starts with courage. Jesse is actually known as a hero. He saved 9 of his classmates' lives that day. And the amazing thing is, we all have for the courage that Jesse showed that day. About facing a gunman and saving people's lives. I hope none of us are ever in that situation. I'm talking about the courage that it takes to be kind when someone is not being kind to you, to put your best foot forward, even when you don't feel like it, to tell the truth, to thoughtfully respond with love. It takes a lot of courage, as everyone knows, and science tells us courage is like a muscle. We can practice it to strengthen it. The next character value is gratitude, and this is literally taking Jesse's message of nurturing, healing, love and translating it into this powerful formula. Gratitude. Gratitude is so vitally important, and we use it as the great mind shifter. You can only focus on one thought at a time, and we know what we focus on grows. And so when you're having negative, fearful, angry, hateful thoughts and you want to shift, you can think of something that you're grateful for, and there's always something to be grateful for. So, gratitude, it actually strengthens you, it fortifies you to be able to better move through adversity in your life with strength and grace. And then we talk about forgiveness. Forgiveness is something that I used, even with Adam Lanza, the man who murdered my son, because I didn't know any other way to not become a victim myself, not allow the young, troubled man that murdered my son to have control over my thoughts that impact how I feel, that directly initiate my actions and how I show up in my relationships. So I chose forgiveness, and forgiveness is actually a very courageous choice, and it helps us reduce pain and suffering, and it definitely has for me. It's given me my freedom back to pursue honoring Jesse. And by the way, to have joy and wonder and awe in my life, which is so important in all of our lives. And it's always there for people to access. And sometimes it does take forgiveness. And then the last character value is compassion in action. And that is having the courage to step outside of whatever's going on in your life, even including pain and difficulty, to help somebody else, to identify a need either within yourself or someone else. And when you do that, all the nurturing, healing love you give out, you get back. So it's courage plus gratitude plus forgiveness plus compassion in action equals choosing love. And here is, here's an action that we can all do. And actually, this is what started the Choose Love movement 11 years ago at Jesse's funeral, when I stood up and I asked the congregation if they would. I said the whole tragedy started with an angry thought in Adam Lanza's head. And I pictured him as a little boy having an angry thought without the skills, tools, or nurturing environment to manage that thought. That thought escalated into what later became the attack. So I asked everybody in the congregation that day to start thinking about what they think about. And this is what I'm asking everybody that's listening. Please start thinking about what you think about and change one angry thought into a loving thought every day. I said, that will make you feel better, because our thoughts directly reflect how we feel, which then determines how we behave and how we show up in our relationships. So change an angry thought into a loving thought. You will start to rewire your brain. It will become a habit. You will positively influence other people. So, that day, 11 years ago, everyone went out to the four corners of the United States and some internationally, and they started calling me, emailing me, and texting me about a week later, saying that one simple act had completely changed their lives. Just thinking about what they thought about and choosing a loving thought over an angry thought. So that's actually going to be my call to action for everybody to do. And anybody that's interested in the Choose Love programming, please go to our website, chooselovemovement.org. It is really the number one way to keep your kids safe, because it addresses the grievance end of the pathway to violence. Normally we focus on the problem, and I'm talking about violence, substance abuse, mental illness. We focus on the problem as the problem grows. And the root cause of all those things is the same. It is pain. And we are actually created as human beings to grow through pain. It is called post-traumatic growth. And you can learn how to do it at the Choose Love movement. And if you like what I'm saying, please love and support us and help us spread the word. This movement is spread by word of mouth and referral of the program, which says a lot about the program. It's now in every state in America and 120 countries. And we're just trying to create the world that we all want to live in, one that is peaceful, loving, kind, and compassionate. So please help us do that. It is up to us. We're responsible for the world that we live in. We want to leave a better world for our kids, and this is the way to do it.
Absolutely. Scarlett, wow. I don't even know where to begin. I guess sharing, the website, the Choose Love movement. I have put it on the chat and the comments so that people can learn more about not only the Choose Love movement, but how can they implement it in their own. And again, I want to remind all our viewers the 4 things that Scarlett just told us: courage, gratitude, forgiveness, compassion, and action. That is the formula for choosing love. Thank you for putting that so clear in this conversation. And the challenge that has been extended to all of us, if you're watching this live or the recording: change an angry thought into a loving thought daily. Scarlett, thank you for the opportunity that you're giving all of us to create ripples of compassion in our own communities, in our own groups, and within ourselves. Thank you for your example. Thank you for what you're doing and the way that you're handling today. Like, I am so amazed at you. Seriously, thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank
Thank
you.
you, Felipe. Thank you so much for the partnership with Charter for Compassion, an incredible group. And together, we will change the world.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you so much again. And for everybody else, have a great year. This is our last show of the year, but we'll be seeing you next year. Thank you so much.